Hey everybody, what's up? Good to be live again.
Everybody.
So I think the sound is okay. Let me get some water here. I hope you had a good week so far. Mine was fabulous. I have free time now for the rest of the week. So I finished work for this week. That's always an amazing feeling. I have a little bit vacation, just 2 days. But yeah, that's an amazing feeling. Sometimes if you in the middle of work and then you have vacation, you then only start to realize, oh, how tired or how sleepy you are. But I slept a lot today, recovered a little bit, yeah, enjoyed my free time. And yesterday I didn't make it to stream, but that's in general something I want to change a little bit. I think like 5 days a week streaming was super fun for the last couple of weeks, but in the long term it's just too many streams in 1 week. It's not realistic for me next to my job, but something I will do. So right now I've wrote in my bio on Instagram, animation stream on Twitch and YouTube when 2 to 4 times live every week, 20:30 Central Europe time. So I will try still to stream 2 to 4 times from Monday to Friday, but let's see how I'm going to do it. But yeah, something like that. And always I try to stick to the same hour, to the same schedule. So when you have the time, it's more easy for you to decide if you want to join the stream or not. Cool. So with that, I would say let's start into the sketching phase. Can't wait to do that. So let's see quickly. Let me go into Clip Studio Paint also. See if my setup is working here. Okay. Maybe I'm just figuring out why my mouse is not working. But let me quickly check that. Okay, now it's working, but it feels a little bit strange. Okay, is it now working? Now it's working. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. So now let's get into sketching mode. So I just sketch a couple of basic figures here just to warm up before going into animation. So I would say I'm warmed up now enough. So again, let's start with a simple box. And I really like the animation we did. I think it was on Monday, so beginning of the week. So we started to do this animation here. Quickly see it. And it's super fun. I think it works good. Also the simplification of the whole character is working good. I like the dynamic. So I think today we're going to explore a couple more of these basic animations in perspective. Yeah, and I think it worked super well to explore jumps like that. Cool. So let's create a new animation row. We're starting again super simple, just to get yeah, warmed up. So let me see what we're going to do. Maybe start here with the basic box in perspective. I think I will do it again straight ahead. Nothing too special, just really to get yeah, into the stream. And let's see what we're going to do. Like that. Like that. So let me turn off the notification on my smartphone. So I'm not annoying you with that. Like, what was that? Was it my phone? So, and in the end, it was not your phone. I mean, you know that probably happens to everyone a couple of times. We see a video and then the sound of the phone is still activated. Okay, so these are the first positions here. Cool, 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 cool. And now let me try something like that. This corner has to stay there. And yeah, it's just as warming up, a little straight ahead animation here. Testing some things, just having fun, warming up a little bit. That's what we're doing now. And now the box will be again on the ground. These are the first positions. We're not perfectly consistent here with the position, but that's okay. And now the box will jump again, like that. Charging energy. Ba 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 ba. And now the box is going to jump. Okay, so now box will jump in the air. And I mean, yeah, just to start with boxes, animate them simple. It's a great way to find your way into perspective before getting into characters. And just also don't complicate it. Start with a simple animation. Yeah. Let's see. Now the box will move forward. Maybe we'll implement here a little smear. Like that. And the box will stretch here a little bit. So how it's looking. Wee! Woo! And also, like with these, using these simple boxes, I think it's also a great way to practice some basic things. So, for example, just try out like the smear here, or this smear. Basically, this is also a smear, or like a squash and stretch. And yeah, play a little with timing without complicating the whole process. Sorry for my nose. I think I have a little bit allergy that started today. So I think today was the day where I found out, okay, maybe I have a little allergy. So sorry for that. That I have to take care of my nose from a couple of times during the stream. But I hope you survive that with me together. Thank you for that. Okay, cool. So let's get back into the animation. So here we have these basics boxes with the smear. And yeah, and that's also the cool thing. I showed that in a previous stream. These are almost the same movements as we would animate a character that is jumping. And a super cool thing is we will also watch today a couple of realistic jumps. I searched a couple of jumps in slow motion, and then we could also watch at these jumps and take the key positions and learn a little bit from a couple of realistic jumps and try to animate them. Cool. Can't wait to do that. But before that, we're going to finish this little box animation here as a warm-up, where we explore a couple of different techniques, smears, stuff like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. Wee! Woo! And we're going here like from frame to frame. Na, 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 na. So now here the box will land again. And again we could also here implement a little squash and stretch. Like that. The next frame. To the next frame. Like that. And as you can see, I'm keeping it loose. It's really the focus also, just warming up. And also just a basic squash and stretch, nothing too fancy. And then here the box will land. Cool. So let's look at it. Wee! Yeah, just a basic animation. I think also the smear here is working good. So you can create smears in different ways. One method is that you sketch different phases of the animation just in one frame. And yeah, it's the illusion that this thing now moves faster from here to here. So this is one way to add a smear. You can also just stretch an object without making it thinner. That's also a way to smear an object. Yeah, different kind of smears you can add. I think these are the most used smears out there in the animation world. I think there are of course, a couple more of different ways. But yeah, in essence, these are smears you can use for animation. Also, it's a time saver sometimes, and also a cool effect. Yeah, wee. And also, I think even more the smear looks even cooler if we would add the timing here. So we would add here a couple more frames. I think in the animation world it's shown like that. If we would have here a frame, and this is a smear here, smear in the middle, and if we would add a couple more of frames here at the beginning, then we would be here slower, then getting faster because we have only like 2 frames here, and then the smear looks also cooler, and in terms how the animation looks. But yeah, I think it's still working also with the squash and stretch. Cool. So this was a fun warm up, and now we're getting into the jumping animation again with the character. And if any one of you has a question, let me know in the chat. And I'm getting blurry here. I think maybe I have to clean up my camera. I'm not sure. Or set something, change something with the focus. Not sure about that. But yeah. Cool. So now let's get into the character animation. And also, yeah, like this animation. So we're starting with a simple character animation. Also just keeping it simple for the beginning. And again, I think, let me see, what could we do? What kind of jump? Maybe just almost sideways, not sure. And again, we're using a simple character here. So this would be maybe the first position. Also indicating where the ground is, like that. Maybe let's do it a little bit more here. And with the circle also already established kind of perspective, because if we would sketch the circle here like that, it would be a completely different perspective, and we would also had to sketch the character differently like that. So this would be more the perspective for character standing like that, but we're looking a little bit more sideways on the character, so that's why we're sketching the character like that. If that makes sense. Cool. Okay, so this would be here the first position. Like that, almost sideways. Yeah. So now then the next position is like that. Maybe let's see, I will do it now first without reference. Of course, it's always better to use a reference, but let's see if we're getting through it like that, and if not, I will look a little bit at reference, but I think I've already done it. A similar kind of jump the last streams. That's why I'm trying it like that. Let's see if something like that is working. So the character here now will go down. Let me do it again. Not so happy with the... I think the knees have to be more the front. Maybe that's better. Maybe like that. Now sketching in the hip here. Also in terms of size, we have to be a little bit smaller, so I think that's better. Just paying a little bit attention that we're consistent in terms of proportions. Like that. I think the hand can go here. Next one. And also again, I'm in the middle of, yes, just animating straight ahead, but I'm keeping it rough. It's also the second animation we're doing today. Hello, Hunter Vigilius, let's go. Cool to see you. So right now, again, we are, with the second animation today, exploring a little bit, continue where we left off on Monday with a simplified character, but that's still working for perspective. And then later, we're going to look at some realistic jumps and creating jumping animations from there. Cool. So now to the next one where the character, and again I will keep it right now with the key positions here. Now the character will jump into the air. Yeah, we're going to sketch that in. Maybe like that. Also stretching here the character a little bit. Like that. Maybe that's even too large. I mean, it would be fun at some point to do it so extreme, but just now for practical reasons, I will make it a little bit shorter. And maybe why not also stretching the head? Wee. So the character here would move in the air. And I think also that's mentioned a couple of times in the Animator Survival Kit that in the phase where he's jumping, it's important that the legs are still connected to the ground. Okay, cool. So the next one. Now the character will move into the air. Maybe like that. And I'm freestyling it right now. So as I mentioned, of course, it's always better to look at some references, but I think it's okay. Let's see where we end up. Let's then analyze it. But yeah, let's just have some fun here for the first character animation. I think we have to go a little bit higher. It's always also why it's so helpful to check animation. It looks good. Maybe a little bit here. I think this looks okay. Just while we're playing it. Maybe the arms go here. Now another pose similar. Like that. The legs will go here like that to the front. Maybe like that. And yeah, super loose. And that's also sometimes okay to be more loose with your animation. Doesn't have to be always perfect. So now we're moving this here. Maybe a little back. And go back and forth and see if it's looking okay. A little bit here. Yeah, not a masterpiece, but it's okay. It's okay. And now the character will land again. Once again, stretching here a little bit. The arm movement is a little bit counterintuitive. So let's change that. Maybe like that. And here the character would land again. If you have any question, let me know in the chat. Cool. So super rough, but the basic movement is okay. Wee. And yeah, just as a first animation, yeah, to get back into the character animation. I will do now one more, and again using some reference from the Animator Survival Kit. I think that's always, if you can use reference, use all the tools you can. And then we're going to look at some couple of realistic jumps and yeah, see what we can learn from there and maybe take some key positions from there and animating a couple of them. Maybe also this one to animate as a jump like this one would be fun, and see if we can achieve something cool. Also practice to animate how in perspective, or using maybe this as a reference and put then this character into perspective. That's a plan for today, and I think also the next streams to get a little bit more confident there. And then I would say also maybe then transition over to the next animation topic. Not sure what will it be, If you have any suggestions or something you'd like to see in the future here in the stream, let me know in the chat so I will write it down. And yeah, maybe then sometimes in the future cover that. Cool. So let's do another jumping animation with some reference. Okay, let me see. So maybe now what kind of perspective I want to do. Maybe a little, let's maybe try one like that. Also still keeping it, trying, even if making the perspective a little bit challenging, I try to keep the character simple in terms of construction. Let's see. Maybe like that. So so this would be basic. But this first character introduces now the perspective grid we are working in for this job. I think what will be a little bit challenging in terms of sketching it properly without, it's still having a simplified version here of the body. So maybe ellipsis could help. So we're having more like a down view, and it gets a little bit, maybe a little bit challenging in terms of how this character looks. Okay, I would say let's start into it. So the next position, it will be still here. His legs will go here. And we have his super strong foreshortening. That is the word I was looking for. So this goes here. The legs almost down here. Maybe like that. And then getting back there so we actually not seeing everything from the down legs. Arms come here. Like that. And also why I'm sketching this, also maybe to design a little bit properly, break the bones in the animation, also something I want to practice more, but I think it should be done, not by mistake, but actually designed on purpose. Okay, this will be super tricky. But let's continue for now. Now the character will be going up. Like that. I'm wondering even if the simple method of animating a character like we did here, like in this one, like here this is perfect for a perspective like that, but I'm wondering if with this if we're looking down on the character, if we have to maybe construct it a little bit better, but we will see it in a second. but I'm just seeing already, yeah, a couple of mistakes in terms of perspective. So yes, a little bit more challenging to keep it simple here. So here now, foot will stretch like that. And then, and also let's quickly move everything a little bit more down, so we have a little bit more space to animate it. And also, yeah, I think you can see it. Well, hello Renee K, cool that you're joining the stream. We're in the middle of exploring animation in perspective and animating again another jumping character. I will soon also upload the highlights on social, so I animated already a couple characters, and later we're going to look at some realistic jumps and animating them also in perspective and exploring a little bit key positions of different kind of jumps. Let's see what we're going today, what we are able to do today, and what in the next stream. But that's the plan for today and the next stream, roughly. Cool. So now let's get back to this position here. So here now the arms will go up. And we can also then cut out, let's see how this animation will work out. But then also then work over it. For example, I see here the character now is rotating in perspective. I mean, maybe it's okay, but if it would be done correctly, the character would have to stand here. Like if we don't want to have a rotation in it. But it's okay for now. So, and now the character will jump into the air. And I still want to keep it simple and not overcomplicating it with boxes. That's also an approach we explored last week, but here right now it's really the goal to keep it simple and still have a basic working animation in perspective. See how we're going to design the foot. Hello Asuka, so cool. Thank you for that. I hope you enjoy the stream. If any one of you has a question, let me know in the chat. So here now. It's going up, indicating quickly. I like to indicate with some couple hatching lines what leg is behind the body, what is in front. You don't have to do that for me. It's a little bit easier to read the whole animation when the rest sometimes is complicated. So, and also just simple shapes. I don't want to spend time now designing the hands or something. It's really about more about the animation in itself. And maybe this is a little bit too big. That's also something to keep an eye on, to keep roughly the proportions right. Also we could indicate here this is some kind of shadow, so we can track a little bit the ground plane also where the character now is jumping. But I mean, it's working okay. Still, not everything is perfect in terms of perspective, but it's okay. And now the character will land again. Let's see how we're going to design that. Maybe like that. How much of a rotation we want to add to the body. Like that. Too big can see that. Adding a little bit more rotation. And now stretching the legs. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Wee! Looks fun. And I think that's sometimes even the most important thing. That is that you have fun animating it. So let's move everything a little bit more here. So we have enough space for this animation here. Cool. Cool, cool. And now the arms here will go up. And also the other arm. And maybe this can be a little bit more here. And maybe a little bit more here. Let's try that out. Maybe here. So yeah, go back and forth and test what's looking good, what's working, what's not working. Maybe like that. So moving a character a little bit until it looks good. Hello Joan118, good to see you again. Yeah, we're again exploring the next character, moving in perspective, and then in a second looking at some wheel jumps and learn from that. Wee! Cool. And then the character lands properly on his feet. Let's see how we're going to design that quickly. One foot maybe comes here. Maybe like that. Maybe like that. Another foot. Another one. So, and then here. Bit smaller. A little bit smaller. Like that. Also use the transform tool. And again, we produce a little mess here. Let's clean it up quickly. So we actually understand what is happening there. And again, as I mentioned, especially this first pass here doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. And now something like that. And it's too big. Maybe that's working better. And again, a challenging thing, especially when having a perspective like that, is it would be better in this case to plan it out more. So we're actually planning each step of the animation where the character is going from 1, 2, 3. But yeah, maybe we'll do that in the next one. Jova11 is writing, have you checked the new Overlord trailer? No, I haven't checked that out, but maybe I will do it later. Thank you for that. But yeah, I think right now so many cool trailers out there to watch. I think also something with the Spider-Verse is also out. Something new. I think a short version from the Spider-Verse movie. I also wanted to check that out. Okay, with that I would say let's go to the next one. Yeah. And I would say let's do one of these here. Maybe this one first. Where the character's jumping over a hurdle here. Looks also cool, the whole motion. Whee! I think also to learn a technique like that is super difficult if you want to do that in reality. But yeah, I think it's a great reference. So let me quickly see how I'm going to set it up here. So you can still also see the reference while I am using it. Maybe like that. Maybe also let's make maybe the camera here a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. Maybe like that. Is this big enough? So, and where are we going to start the jump? Maybe here. Maybe here this passing position. Cool. So, I think you can see it. Maybe let's just set up like that is working good. Cool. So, I think let's first do it from the side, I would say. Just to explore the basic movement. Or maybe I would also, like we could do a little perspective setup. But I think I will do it, start it here. Let's see. I mean, that's a beauty in animation. Just try it out. So, quickly think. Are we going to explore this? Maybe like that. Yeah, I think in a perspective like that. Or like to the front would be also fun. Let's see. We're adding a little perspective here, slightly. Like that. So that's the first position. Not finished yet. I'm saying it like we would have already finished it. And we don't see the other arm, but I think the other arm would be somewhere visible a little bit here. Maybe like that. So that's our first position here. Now let's go a couple of frames forward. Maybe to this one. So the character now is moving. Let's move him here maybe, like that. This arm here now goes in front, I think. In front of the head almost. Again, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. I'm cleaning it up here a little bit. A little bit more easy to see what is happening here. Like that. Also like to establish a center line, that helps a lot. I think this arm is still here. Maybe going out here even more, so this arm extend here out. Like that. Now this leg here. So this one will be straight. Like that maybe. Or not completely straight. But a little bit more straight. A little bit more to the front. And going up. Like that. And the heel also up. And I think, yes, we reposition it in a second. And this also here goes up. Like that. Looks a little bit funny, if I'm honest. Maybe let's make the foot a little bit more small and also let's point him down. Looks like he's a little bit angry. And still having that one here. So the one foot is going up. And yeah, this has to still be here, actually. Cool, let's do the next one. Maybe now this one here. Where still the foot is not off the ground. Also interesting. But we now see way more clearly how the whole body extends to the front. Like that, and this arm here comes forward. It goes away here in perspective. And we have the head here. And the other arm, I think, also here in the front. Maybe like that. Cool. So now the next one, where he actually jumps off and going to the front. So I want him, let's see if this is working, move a little bit that direction and not only straight. That's always also why I established a little bit perspective. See if we are able to do that. And also we have now way more bend of the body in it. So let's see. See if this is now already too much perspective. And the hip here has to be a little bit longer, and then also automatically the leg. So the leg now is connected a little bit too much to the rib cage in itself. So we would add here a little bit space for the hip, and then start with the legs. If a bit like that is working. And yeah, it's getting a little bit more exciting now. Also more complicated, especially when having like real footage like that. But also fun. So he's almost turning like from here a little bit more sideways. Now a little bit perspective. Now a little bit more. So he's turning almost like that into the camera. A big nerd is writing, can we watch the Emoji Movie? So what kind of emoji movie do you mean? Did I miss something out? So it was my last working day. Or not my last, but I have 2 days vacations now, and I slept a little bit this afternoon. What did I miss out in the world? What kind of emoji? Is there a new emoji movie? And hello KFC fan, good to see you again. Interesting, the joints are aligned. Oh yeah, that's true. I think also especially this key position here, or the reference we're looking at, it's interesting to watch. The whole movement in itself looks super fun. Let's see if we can bring it or implement it in our animation. A big nerd hello again is writing, what's a good free animation platform? So where you can learn animation, or like where you can watch animation completely free, or to I mean, one great you want to check out animation is this site here. Here you can find a lot of different great animations and reference all kind of different animation and learn a lot from it. And you can go frame by frame through different kinds of animated scenes. And it's more Sakuga, so more Japanese animation, if you want to check that out. And another, if you want to learn, I think I will also recommend it a couple of times, Draw a Box, if you want to learn how to draw it in perspective. I mean, these are the same fundamentals for animation. You could also check that out. Yeah. And I think, how is he called? I think Aaron. Let me quickly check. What was his name? Aaron Blaze, I think. He also has some cool animation content if you want to check it out. I think a lot of free content Hello, Kurak, Drawbox is good. Yeah, Drawbox is amazing. Amazing free content if you want to learn how to sketch in perspective. It's a great starting point, of course. Cool. So let's get back into our animation here. So here we left off. Okay. So we are here right now. The character's also getting bigger. Could be okay because it's leading more towards the camera. Maybe like that. But I'm just thinking if this is already like too much of a movement. Maybe the character should be... It's working. Let's see in a second if this is working and the ground is still here. Or maybe a little bit more. Maybe here. Oh, and now the arms getting somewhere here. And let me quickly, so we are second 4 now, let me quickly see what is happening with the other arm, because it looks like even now we see the other arm. Okay, it looks even like he has no second arm, but he has a second arm. It's hard to see. Maybe it's even almost doing the same movement. That's also interesting. So maybe let's just pretend the other arm is also doing the same movement. So I'm sketching it here. What's this one sketching here like that? So, and now this will extend here. And the body even comes more to the front. See how we're going to animate that. Maybe like that. And the head goes here. The arms come here to the front. Also the other arm, maybe let's put it here. Like that. Now a little bit longer here for the hip. Now this leg here comes here. Maybe something like that. And now this leg here is going to extend. I feel like I'm terribly wrong in terms of the consistency of the character, but let's see. I mean, we have a solid rotation here in the body, so we're starting more from a side view, and now the character is really going into perspective. Could be fixable with some in-betweens, or we would have adjusted a little bit the beginning frames. But in terms of exploration, this is first. I mean, the key drawings in itself look okay, look good. But yeah, something just to keep an eye on. And maybe the character should jump maybe a little bit higher here. And also here a little bit higher. Whee! And also I think a little bit smaller. So if we're looking here at these two, so maybe also this one a little bit smaller. It's also maybe this one a little bit smaller. They're already better. So we are a little bit more consistent with the size of the character. Cool. So let's clean it up here a little bit so we know this here's front. Also we could sketch a little bit like the face out, but I won't do that for now. And also this here's in front. See behind the body. Cool. Keep it like that. Well, let's go to the next one. Now this will come up here. I think looks like a challenging pose for me actually, in terms of anatomy. But let's see. So I think the body almost can stay similar. But I think we have to adjust a little bit. That. And now with the hip. The hip is also, looks like the hip is also rotating here. Let's see. And the foot is going here. Side. To the side. It's also interesting. And this one here even more to the front. Maybe like that. And even more forward. Maybe it's a little bit too far. And maybe like that, the hands. And maybe the other hand. We can't see it from that perspective here, and the river maybe like that. But it's fun, I have to say, especially this whole movement looks super fun. Hello Desai Ed, good to see you again. So we're looking a little bit right now at some realistic jumps, and yeah, super interesting movement in itself, and animating it in perspective. And the time today is flying again. Already 1 hour 20 minutes streaming. But good progression so far. So now he's flying over here, maybe a little bit getting down again. And now the next one. Let's see what he's doing. This one now comes up. Okay. Let's see, which maybe I'm going to add this one. And then he's going to walk again to the front. That looks so interesting. Okay, maybe I will do this one. So he will now have contact to the ground again. Okay. Maybe like this. Let's see. This. Like this. The foot is still super high here. Or the leg. This will not work. Maybe like this. So I think what's okay, so we're leaving too much the perspective that we established here. So I think we have to get a little bit more again sideways. So maybe let's start here. To sketch in the position. So we want to make sure that here and here is still not 100% but still similar, that it feels like we're in the same grid and not just being at one point in another grid. So that's also sometimes it helps just to activate the onion skin and sketch over the frame, the previous one. So you're a little bit more consistent in terms of perspective, especially when doing it like that, straight ahead. And now the foot will here have contact to the ground. Like that. And as you can see, yeah, sometimes it can be hard when focusing on so many things, on perspective, on like a new movement, to also stay consistent with the proportions, but that's the beauty of animation. Also, you learn so much from every mistake you're doing, so don't be afraid of that. So maybe like that. And here now the arm goes here, maybe like that. And the other arm maybe doing something similar in the other direction. It's a little bit stiff, but it's okay for now. Let's see if we can add a little bit more a three-dimensional feeling. And let's place it somewhere where it would be. Maybe somewhere here. So going back and forth here, checking where to put each element. Hello! Okay, now we have a super difficult. So I will first answer the question from H3XY1NG and then KFC in a second. How long do animations take? So it depends on the animation. If we're doing a super simple animation, like a box, like we do as a warm-up or as an outro. Let me quickly, what we did today is a warm-up. So this one, if we do a super simple one like this, this took 20 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that, 10 minutes, something. I have to watch it again. But yeah, this is a little bit more quickly, an animation like that. And if you're adding color, you have a more complicated scene. You have different kind of elements. You're animating clothes, hair, all these kind of things. Then it takes longer to animate something. And yeah, I mean, movies, for example, they're working years on the Studio Ghibli movies. Their scenes can take week to finish. So it really depends. And maybe 3D is a little bit faster, or I think 3D animation is faster, but then it also depends. For example, the Spider-Verse movies are mixed 3D, 2D elements. yeah, can also take long. I hope that gives you a little insight. And maybe we also, I mean, last week or on Monday, we just, if you check that out, the stream, I will also maybe upload it as a highlight. We checked out a little bit the animation pipeline from Dragon Ball and how scenes are produced there, how the storyboard is done. So it can give you a little insight behind the scenes of an animation company. So, NKFC fan is writing, have you ever seen Heidi? Yes, I love Heidi so much. I watched it a lot as a kid, and I'm half Italian, so I think I watched it a lot in Italy when I was young in Italy with my grandparents. It was super fun. I loved it. Yeah, it's beautiful, and I think also it's a Japanese production, so you have beautiful animations there, and I'm not sure like if animators from Studio Ghibli also worked on Heidi. I would have to research that, but yeah, it's just animated, beautiful. If you mean that Heidi, the kid show Heidi, maybe there's also another Heidi. Yeah, and the opening also is fantastic. Cool. Oh, my nose. I think I just started to develop an allergy. Just today is the day where I found out, or it started today. Not sure how to say it in English. Tree allergy. Is it, can you say it? But yeah. Okay, let's get back into the animation. Our character is jumping. And this landing pose here looks terrible. Let's be honest. I mean, everything else looks cool. But this landing pose looks so not dynamic. That's why I think let's give it another try. To make it at least a little bit more dynamic, I would say. That's something I'm not so happy with. And also thinking how we could add a little bit more dynamic in it. Be something like that. Now also rough, but maybe a little bit in total feeling dynamic. The dynamic in this landing pose here. In terms comparing to the previous one. Let's quickly clean up here the lines so actually knowing what's happening here. This one here, these lines here in front. And this here in the back. Indicating that. So I think this looks way more dynamic than this one. Already better. So let's delete this frame here. Cool. So the next position is established. And cleaning things up here roughly, so just quickly increasing a little bit the readability. I mean, I feel like between here and here is a key drawing missing. But it's okay. So let's go to the next one. And now he again will move to the front. Yeah, maybe something like this is missing here. So having an in-between here. But let's keep moving forward for now. Like that. Cool. So the next one. And also something to take note of is probably it's more easy when also learning like a new movement, like here, to first animate it from the side and study the fine things, the fine movements of the body from the side and then going into perspective. Right now I wanted to also have the focus on perspective and immediately jumped into it. But yeah, just as a note for the future, maybe animating it one time at least from the side and then going into perspective. Then also if you're super experienced, you've animated so many jumps, you can of course also start in perspective. But if you, a little bit more, or if the subject is new, I think starting is with the side animation is not wrong. Okay, now sketching in here foot. Goes to the front. And the other leg extends more. Maybe like that. Now this here comes to the front, this arm. Like that. And this other arm is doing weird things. Maybe this arm now. Let's put it here back to have a solid movement. Like that, and connecting it here to the body by just deleting the lines, making this line thicker. Like that. Cool. Cool. Also this is in the front, deleting the lines here so it's clear. Again, it's not about having beautiful drawings here, but focusing on the animation itself. Cool. And now you would start to run again. Cool. I mean, the key drawings in itself are working okay. Of course, let's watch it a little bit bigger. What to add for the next one. I mean, the character is starting here a little bit more too much from the side. Then he is rotating here slowly towards the camera also. And now he's going into that direction towards us. Like that. And I think it would be cool also to already have him sketched here like that. So he would, the position where he would start running would be also like that. So this would be something I would change if I would go on top of it. Like that. And then it's fitting more to this one. So we have the total animation is in a, like that here. We would sketch a circle. And like in the beginning, we're a little bit more like this sideways. But yeah, other than that, I think the basic movement is looking okay. And something to take away, maybe also really do a first study from the side and then going into perspective. But I think in the next streams, I will continue to study this one cycle here. Or not one cycle, but one cycle and then jump. And also maybe really sketch it from the side one time and then again in perspective and from different angles. I think that's the focus right now. Yeah, to really take a look at a realistic jump and then fine-tuning it and studying it and bringing him properly on the canvas with the key drawings, and maybe also then adding some in-betweens or working on the timing, so recreating cool animation. Cool. So I will end the stream now. It was super fun again. Yeah, learned so much. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. For asking question, writing in the chat. Super fun. I will see. I also mention it. I think streaming 5 times a week is a little bit was super fun the last weeks, but on the long one is a little bit unrealistic for me next to my job. So yeah, my job, I'm starting like Monday to Friday, 8, 9 a.m. working until 6 p.m. Then I take a break doing sport or whatever, and then streaming. And I think doing that every day is a little bit, not so good for the health. So I already wrote it in my Instagram bio. I think I will try to stream from Monday to Friday 2 to 4 times the week. I think already 4, maybe even sometimes 5 times. Let's see how fit I am, how much energy, how a week is going. But that's the plan: streaming 2 to 4 times a week. And the time will be the same, 20:30 Central Europe time. I also will share it from time to time in my story when I'm live. So if you want, follow me there on Instagram. And same name, Schultze-Seehof. Cool. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. And hope to see you in one of the next streams. Have a good rest of the day or a good night. Thanks. Bye.